What's up, y'all? It's your boy Chef from Off the Dome, back in with another video. Today we're gonna be talking about Taylor Swift and her big release album, man. You know, this album, 865K copies roughly. They said 600,000 of them plus are traditional sales. And this, I don't know, would this be like a retraction to my video about her falling off? Not quite. Singles wise, she's still falling off a bit. A regular artist debuting at number 2 and slowly fall off the chart is decent, but for a woman of Taylor Swift's stature, you know, your singles should dominate. It should get to that one spot. It should be there for at least 2 or 3 weeks. It should have a healthy run on the chart. Ariana Grande can still do it. Drake is still doing it. Rihanna can still do it. There are some artists left from her generation that can still do it. Now, granted, you know, all the pop stars like Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Kesha, Britney Spears, etc. Those women, Justin Timberlake to a certain extent, and others, they have a rough time staying on the charts. It is harder for them. As your career progresses on, they have decent album sales, but the singles sales aren't there. But Taylor Swift with this album has proven once again that she is indeed probably overall the most popular, the best-selling artist of the 2010s. There's only about 3 or 4 people in an argument. Is Drake, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, and Ed Sheeran possibly. Maybe The Weeknd if you want to be generous. The Weeknd has had success, but we're talking about the whole decade. He wasn't as successful in 2010 as he is now. Drake has been successful out the gate. Taylor Swift has been successful the whole decade. Justin Bieber was a success since 2010. His 3rd single, Baby, went diamond within a year. Ed Sheeran's been around since 2012, and ever since his blow up in 2013-14, he's had 3 times platinum albums only. Drake, for crying out loud, dropped a fucking playlist and got 200,000 plus pure sales. Views had almost 1 million pure sales, I believe, 500,000. So, other than Taylor Swift, Drake, Adele album-wise is a great. Okay, Adele, maybe 5. Adele, she's the only person that can outdo Taylor Swift. Drake comes close, but can't quite get there. So yeah, when we talk about total sales, streaming, etc., Taylor Swift is the complete package. How she got there, she did have a good album rollout. I worked at Amazon this summer. A lot of Amazon packages had a Taylor Swift box, and they had an album cover on it, the name of it, for weeks, ever since late July. Just been prepping for this. She's been on talk shows, of course, the VMAs, Calm Down video, got a huge response. Whether you liked it or not, it got people talking. This is what a good artist does. So, overall, even though her time in the limelight for singles may be over, and she may not have the same power she did in 2010 through 2015, because 1989, let me tell you this, 1989, 3 no 1 hits, 5 top 10 singles, all of them had a healthy run, all of them went number 1 on the pop charts. Last year, at least, Delicate stuck around. Look What You Made Me Do stuck around a bit. It flopped, kinda, off the charts after like 20 weeks, but it did go 3 times platinum. So hey, it's a win. But as far as we go for Lover, the album, it's accomplished something that many can't do. And for that, I think people need to tip their hat to Taylor Swift and say, hey, you found the formula. You cracked the code. You've managed, along with you and another, probably about 4 other artists. It's a very small group. There used to be plenty of megastars. Not always, you know, what I'm saying in the 80s and 90s, there's plenty of megastars that could push 1 million first week. The point is, Taylor Swift, Adele, and Drake, I believe, are the ones that have done it this decade. And Taylor Swift has had 1 million copies screened and sold almost every time. So 800,000 is not a small feat. I've heard a couple people saying it's a bad sign. I don't think so. I think Taylor Swift might be a modern-day Mariah Carey and Madonna. She'll do well throughout the 2010s. She'll do well throughout the 2020s. And maybe she get about 40. Maybe she might start falling off a bit. But that's a healthy career. That's why it's good to establish a fan base. And as you see with Mariah Carey and Madonna, they have great touring numbers. They continue to tour to this day. Their core fans come out and support their tours. They support their albums to the extent they just don't have singles on the Hot 100. When the last time Paul McCartney had a top 10 hit? Without that Rihanna and Kanye West one, there's not many. When the last time Lionel Richie been on top? When the last time, you know what I'm saying? When you're a generational artist, it doesn't matter. Metallica could still get no 1 debut. They beat Bruno Mars out for an album 3 years ago, for crying out loud. And Bruno Mars had a heavy album release cycle. 290 almost K album sales from him. So if you could be the popular artist like Bruno Mars, it lets you know that Metallica has feet in the game. They still have good touring numbers. Rolling Stones had one of the highest selling tours of all times in the 2010s, I believe, when their reunion tour. Look at U2 touring today, have good touring numbers. As you see with Ed Sheeran, he's obviously going to be a generational artist. He's been sticking around. He's doing his thing. So that's the most important thing when it comes to you being an artist. Even though you might not have the sales always, the strength, and like the digital numbers, when your albums and tours come together and when you have a pop culture impact, you're going to be straight. Anyway, this has been Chef from Off the Dome. I'm signing off.